All right, welcome back to another weekend. So, two twos. So we got two MR2s. We got this one, and I know I still haven't driven it yet. Or who knows, by the time you see this video, it's probably driven already. But as it sits right here, it is still on jack stands, just waiting to come down, which I'll probably get done this afternoon. But I'm so anxious to work on this other MR2, so I started pulling some stuff apart in the interior just to kind of get it cleaned up. And I really want to get the front area cleaned up. So for right now, let's see what I got going on. So here we go. I pulled some stuff out. So I started to vacuum the inside. This is more of the cleaner side. If you look in the back over there, kind of started on this side a little bit to the vacuuming. You'll see just a lot of stuff because again, the car was sitting for many years. So it's just a lot of dust and lint and pet here, etc. just sitting here. So pull out the center console, took the seat out, kind of vacuumed the carpet here, didn't shampoo anything yet. Took the glove box out because they're all covered in dust, so I wanted to clean that up. So now I'm gonna move over to my little wash area where I'm just gonna clean up. And again, I'm just doing little pieces here and there, so I'm not really getting the whole thing done at this point. So we're gonna move over to my wash area. We're gonna start cleaning, and then we're gonna jump right into the front and just start getting that area all cleaned up. All right, so I got my good old Palmolive antibacterial. So what we're gonna do is wash all these pieces off because again, they were covered in dust and just, who knows, maybe, you know, an animal or stuff running all over it. So just want to get it disinfected, cleaned. So I'm just put a little soap and basically just go over everything here. Then we're gonna treat it with some vinyl plastic rubber treatment, so it looks nice and clean and nice OEM matte finish. So I'm just basically going over everything, just a lot of plastics that were taken out. I have the glove box as well, that's covered in dust, as you can see. A lot of grime inside all these crevices. So I'm just gonna use this little brush that I have with some soap and water and just kind of get everything detailed up as best as I can. Now, will this go in right away? Not really, but once we get ready to put everything back together, then everything will be nice and clean. Just like we did the engine on the Gen 5, you know, we did everything little by little, painted all the parts, and then when it went back, I mean, I certainly appreciated just seeing all the nice clean parts put together, so you got a nice complete job. But you know, this is what it takes to get the stuff looking good, so you got to spend some time before. I know a lot of YouTube stuff, you just see the final product, but this channel, we get to see the elbow grease, the hard work that goes into getting all these pieces nice and pretty. So here's this glove box. Again, the back kind of gives you an idea. It's covered in a lot of dirt. So we're just gonna shoot some water in here and get some soap on this thing and get everything nice and cleaned up. Now the seat, I took one of the seats out just to get an idea how messy, how much dirt I gotta get off of that. So I may get into shampooing that today, but for now it's out. At least it's loose. If I get it shampooed as a preliminary, just to kind of see where we're at, I'm gonna jump on that today. But I really want to get to the front area because there's just a lot of stuff. Looks like some animal nest was in there, and I want to get that stuff all cleaned out. I've been waiting a while because, as I mentioned, I had the car for a while, but it's just time to get it done. So I'm gonna jump right into this. Let me clean this up and I'll go back, head over to the vehicle. So here we are. This side is clean. Got a bunch of stuff. So all these pieces are cleaned up, as you can see. Nice, clean, treated with you know, vinyl rubber treatment, plastic treatment, so looking clean. Everything is looking sharp. There you go. The carpet is just kind of vacuumed. There's a lot of pet here and it's still dirty because I still need to shampoo it, but at least I got the pet here out and it's starting to smell a little bit better in here. The seat is out, that needs to be shampooed. The glove box is nice and clean. I put that back in place temporarily because I'm going to disassemble this whole thing again. I just wanted the car to kind of smell much better and start looking cleaner. That's just how I like. And I put the piece, this cubby holder here is back in. I have the cover that's cleaned up too. And then next thing what we're going to do is remove this piece in the back, get it all shampooed up. So I'm going to do the test run on my seat so I know exactly what it's going to look like. I did kind of clean that door panel, so let's check out that door panel. And then I want to come around so you can see the other door panel, so that way you kind of see what it was like before and how much progress we're making on this thing. And then we're going to go to the front area, and from there we're going to get that area cleaned up because that's really messy. Thank you, Mr. Cody and Chris. I love this car. So anyways, we're going in the front. Got my vacuum ready. Let's take some junk out. All right. So I got an old plastic bag. I have my jack. Got this old spare tire. And we got a bunch of surface rust. Now the good news is when I first saw this I thought it was really like rusted out, but it's really just surface rust. Like as you can see, look at that, comes right up. So what I'm gonna do is clean this stuff up. Look at this, you got all of this rat's nest, I guess. That's why I got gloves on. That's why my wife is freaking out right now. Ugh, it's kind of wet. Ew. So we got all of that. I gotta get the vacuum in there. Gotta get this whole thing disinfected and cleaned up. So this is what's coming up. I got a bag here. I'm gonna get some of this stuff in there. And I'm gonna get that vacuum in here. We're gonna go to town on this guy. Alright? So let me go get some stuff and we're gonna jump right in on this guy. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out how to approach this. So I took the plastic out. You didn't see that in the original footage that we had here, but I do have the plastic here. And I'm just going to run some sandpaper to show you the surface rust. Alright, so that should, this is not even heavy grade sandpaper, so that should come out pretty good. I think I'm gonna get this battery out and then take this plastic piece off the front here, and then we're gonna go in with the vacuum again. So this is gonna take me a little bit of time, so let me not do this on camera, but let me get the battery out here for now. And then let's get that vacuum inside. Alright, I'm putting some PP Blaster on some of these bolts because I want to take out this battery tray. Just got most of the heavy stuff vacuumed out. I want to take this out, and I also want to get this cover off so we can see what's sitting underneath here. Yep, I got some more stuff sitting in the back there, so gotta keep vacuuming, otherwise it looks nice and clean. Alright, so now we're going to take off the front piece here. So I need a screwdriver for this. Let's see what's hidden inside here. Alrighty, so we got this there were 3 screws in here from the original clips, which I'm probably not going to reuse. So now we're going to get this thing out, and it's kind of tricky, you got to lift this up, but let's see. I took the rubber off here, And I already see some critters running out of this thing. So let's get this guy off. Just kind of bend it. Bend it a little bit here. Slip it out. And look. I mean, it's just really dirty. Hopefully these radiators are still good. Well, let me get the vacuum in here. It's the best bet. Alright, the sun is setting, it's getting late, so I gotta wrap it up. I didn't really finish the full frunk cleanup as good as I wanted it to be, but it wasn't gonna get done today anyways. So this is what we got. Pretty much all the rat nest and whatever nest, animal nest, all the gunk removed. I sanded this area. If you can see here, starting to see the shiny metal coming through, so that's solid. So that can get fixed. So we're gonna sand that down till we get shiny metal, and then we're gonna prime it and paint it, and then just paint the entire bay area here. I'll have to pull some of these things off the firewall just to get everything clean. But that's gonna be a wrap for today. So I hope you guys like this. I put some iron remover in here. I'm just scrubbing it off. Just gonna get all this grease and dirt and rust out of the front. So once we paint it, it's nice and clean and grease free. So it looks like a mess, but it's gonna look a lot worse before it looks a lot better. So here you go. Just going through this, and after that I'm gonna pass some water. And I took the computer out. For the power steering, just gonna get in the nooks and crannies of all of these things, because I want to get this looking really sharp. So it does take some patience, but the more time you put in, the better your results are gonna be. So there you have it. So this is where we are. I got the primer in, so the primer is down. Pretty much all the rust spots are gone, as you can see. Quite a big transformation. So it really, again, I keep telling guys, you put a little elbow grease in these things, they can look pretty good at home. Just using a rattle can primer and rattle can. This is going to be the white paint that we're going to put on. So this is what I'm using, Duplicolor. Those are pretty good. It's heat resistant as well, but I mean, you really don't need that for inside the bay here, but this is what we're going to use. So now we're going to put the white down. I taped everything up. I took the power steering computer out, as mentioned before. So let's just go to town with this thing. And again, I'm not trying to get the whole bay painted perfect, because I compounded these areas, so still looks true to the ear. It's a 91 car, so We're not repainting the whole car. We're just trying to make it look a little bit better and kind of look, you know, proper for its age, and you know, just not looking janky with rust and all that. So I'm gonna put on the white, so let's put that down and then let's see what this looks like afterwards. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So here's the white done over. We did the primer and then we did the white paint. So this is the final product right now. So now I just gotta go ahead and get all this tape off because the painting is pretty much complete. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the bar back for the plastic cover, get the battery tray installed, and then just get this thing looking nice and fresh. So I did also use some compound on these areas just to kind of freshen them up because I didn't want to paint everything in here. So yeah, I think it's going to turn out pretty good. So this is what a little effort in a weekend does. We also got the radiator. It's an OEM radiator, but I had it painted black so it doesn't look all rusted and nasty. And I just kind of cleaned up here, put some new bolts in and replaced everything. So I have the support bracket for the radiator. I took those off. I'm having them in rust remover, and then I'm going to paint them, so those will come afterwards. But for now, this is kind of like where we're at. So let me see if I can get some of the pieces in, and then we'll just close you guys out in a second. But this is what's happening this weekend. All right, so I'm done and I love it. It looks awesome. So if you guys remember what it looked like before, then check this out afterwards. All right, so check out the paint. Look how nice that came out, looking fresh. And like I told you, I wanted it to look clean but not like extra clean like it's a brand new car, because it's not. So just kind of correct these areas. Are clean, but I'm going to compound them some more so they kind of brighten up a little bit better. But for now, I'm very happy with how this turned out. Battery tray, everything is painted and everything looks sharp. The only thing I have left to go is this piece, because I guess there was overspray from when they painted the car. So I'm going to paint this a nice satin black, and then that's going to go right in here. But you get a basic idea of what it was before and what it's going to look like afterwards. So hope you guys are enjoying this build. Hope you guys like this type of stuff. Again, this is more like an OEM refresh. So Project 2 MR2, that's what's up. Just getting all the bits starting from the front. We're going to work to the interior, get the seats shampooed, inside cleaned up, looking sharp, move to the trunk, and then get this engine started and engine fired up. Whether we use this engine or not, we'll have to see, but I do have the engine from the 93 MR2 that we can put in here. And who knows, we might get some wheels for this thing. So let's see what happens. All right, so stay tuned and keep on watching.